Good morning, Derek. Good, beautiful morning. Good morning, Billy D. Derek or Bill, both of you two, if either of you need a small package sent to you, consider it done. Just send me your address. Derek or Bill, you two always first risers. Send me your address, and that'll say Pops, I'd appreciate a small supplemental supplement. And I'll get that sent off to you, either of you two, both of you. Let me know. Yes, Derek, just send me. Billy's good. Okay, if I'm serious though, if either of you need something, you let me know. Good morning, Mel. Good morning. Good morning, Nerdy and Mel and Classic the Classic. An exception. Good morning, Kitty Catzilla. Cat, your package is going out today. I had to get new capsule bodies. I ran out, but I made them over the weekend, and it's in the mail today. Charles Works. You can always join us, of course. Good morning, Charlie. Mark, good morning. Okay. Good morning, Milk. Good morning. Who else did I miss here this morning? Vaggie, aren't you supposed to send me an address? Vaggie, send me an address. I'm pretty sure I have yours, but just now seeing your name reminds me. Remember, I need to get an address that kind of jogs the old memory for me. Okay. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Jesus Christ is here. Queenie, good morning, my good friend. Good morning, everybody. Excuse me. Been having a runny nose for 8 weeks. Good morning, everyone. Got a few things to cover here today. It's going to be a good day. Good morning. Is that right? No. Forrest and my nose are racing each other. Is that what you're saying? Good morning, Classic. You have cute little creatures. HB, good morning. 22 people, 10 likes. 22 people, 10 likes. Make that 11 likes. Good morning, Team T crew. Okay, thanks for that, Jesus. It's kind of making me throw up in my mouth. Thank you, Vaggie. Gotcha. Just popped in. Thank you, little one. Try to get that out to you today. If the mail's already sitting out there waiting for the pickup, and they usually come around 10:30, so I can usually pop something in right after the show before the mailman gets here. Okay. Good morning. Now we're looking better. 21 people, 19 likes. That's almost 100%. You guys are killing it. You guys are killing the game here. Congratulations. Mark, I have a story to tell you about Ruff this morning. Wait for it. Just wait for it. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. I like it when we call him Billy D. Good morning. Have you guys said good morning to Charles? Good morning, RX. Rolling in or on a dead lizard? Wait till you guys... I've got a quick... to Ariel. Good morning, Ariel. We love your mom here. Just letting you know, Ariel. Ariel or Ariel? Ariel? Jolie, tell me, number 1 or number 2? Number 1, Ariel. Number 2, Ariel. Is it R or air? 1 or 2? Good morning, Goldie. You never fail to say good morning. Paige, you're welcome for, I don't care if you're here for a minute or here for an hour. It's number 3. I missed it completely. Okay. Oh, Ariel. I don't know what to say. But I'm certainly shouting you out. Sure wish I could pronounce your name correctly. Ariel. 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 Oh, there it is. Ariel. I think I got it. Ariel. Ariel. I'm working on it. Good morning. We had a great weekend. Helped out the planet. Good morning, everybody. Ariel. Noki thinks he's got it. Let's show you guys something here. Where is it? This is not a dry brag. This is not meant as a dry brag. This is meant as... I'm going to show you guys something here. Okay? Okay, let's see here. Let's see if I can get this right. There it is. Free veggies grown by our community garden. Free veggies grown by our community garden. So, this is where Pops, this is my second Friday in a row, last Friday, good morning, Sandy. Last Friday was my second Friday in a row that I spent some time volunteering at the community garden. And then when we harvest stuff at the garden, it all goes into these containers and people can come by and have free vegetables. This garden's about a mile from my house, and it's incredibly fulfilling. I mention this for a specific reason. Some of you have been writing to me and saying, Pops, what can I do? And I'm like, if I'm going to tell you guys to volunteer, shouldn't I? Shouldn't I? Give me another picture, Pops. Give me a second. Let me get another picture here. 1 second. Yeah, right there. South Warren Community Garden. So, what does Pops do at the garden? What do you think my job is? It's only been two. I don't know what that keeps clicking in there for. It's only been 2 Fridays in a row. So I'm not trying to pretend that I'm in charge of the garden. You're pretty darn close there, Paranoid. I'm an official weeder. Weeder? Yeah. I hate weeding. I hate weeding. But for some reason, I don't mind at that garden. Why is that? That's like when you spend some time at your friend's house, you don't mind doing dishes. You know what I'm saying? Nippy, I can't stand weeding. Like, there's weeds in my flower bed. Okay? But not in the community garden. Why is that? Why do you not mind, like, cleaning someone else's house? Okay? But you go to a pal's house and it's like, hey, heck yeah, what do you want me to do? Nippy, it really does. It's totally different. Like I'm the weed master. And as I'm pulling the weeds, I'm feeling so good about myself. And you know what's neat is you meet new people. It's the outreach part, and such an odd collection of people. And I'm very on the down low. Okay, I don't tell them they call me Pops, but I don't tell them about this yet, and I don't tell them about the grow house. That's not why I'm there. Good morning, Dahia. Dahia. I don't tell them. I don't want to unmask that situation yet or make that part of it. Okay? What's this? It's the same about being a mechanic. Right? Or it's the same thing with the shoemaker. Why do the shoemaker kids have no shoes? Oh. Right, Derek. I've had women over and they clean the house, but you go to their house and it's a wreck. That's my flower bed. It has weeds in it. Okay? But not at the community garden. Let me just say I'm going to kill it with that. It's not I don't mean to be bragging. That isn't the point at all. The point is, go volunteer somewhere. I promise you, from the bottom of my heart, not only will you make new friends and have I can't wait for Friday to go weed. I can't wait. So this coming Friday, I gotta go pull more weeds. It pulls you out of a hole that you might be in. You know what I'm saying? Gives you something to look forward to. I feel like, can I come on Thursday? No, we already have other weeders scheduled to be here Thursday. We just need you on Friday, Pops. I'm like, okay, I'll be there. So I shoot over there 2 times now after the show. After what we do here, we go over there. I can't stand weeding, Jolie, except at the community garden. Okay? And then let me tell you another quick part of it. We've got all this, we got some vegetables, some squash and tomatoes and stuff like that are free. We put them up there on the stand with a sign said free, help yourself. A little spot you could put a donation if you want. You look in there, there's like 3 quarters. It just gave away about $40 worth of vegetables, 3 quarters in the box. But I feel I feel a little guilty about taking any of the fruit. Like you would think I'd at least grab a tomato to take home. I haven't taken any of the fruit yet. Give me 5 people that say, Pops, at least take a tomato. Okay? Pops, help yourself to 1 tomato. For every pail of weeds, you get 1 tomato. It feels like I'm paying myself. Is that silly? Does that feel silly? It's like, I don't want to get paid. I don't want to get paid. No, I don't want a rando tomato. No. Oh, Pops, please take a tomato. Oh, I feel guilty. I think this week I might grab a tomato. I'm thinking about it. Because it's my own creepy thinking. Okay? Nerdy, I love tomatoes. And I'm going to need tomatoes for my tacos. Right? And spaghetti. I like spaghetti. Quick story. Take lettuce. We're not growing lettuce there. Beans, green beans. Okay, grab a tomato, Pops. Why do I feel guilty about taking a tomato? Because it feels like you're grabbing a paycheck. You know what I'm saying? Nerdy, tomato sandwiches are good as long as you put mayonnaise on them. All right? The whole point is, look how fun it is. Look how much fun I'm having even talking about it. You guys go volunteer somewhere. Please. Please, grow yourself. Whether you're growing tomatoes or you're working at a museum or you're volunteering at the recycling center, I don't know. There's going to be somewhere in your area. There's going to be yep, Nerdy, that's the exact menu. There's going to be somewhere in your area that could afford your volunteering. And the good news about this one is it's only like a mile from the house, so I walk over there. Okay? We bring Ruffy on a leash, and Ruffy just sits there. He gets his little leash, and he gets attached, and he gets attention, and I gotta tell you guys, get out there, volunteer, and Bubblegum says, and don't forget to grab a tomato. Okay? So Saturday, late evening, it's dark outside, okay? And Ruffy's at the door, and he wants to go out to relieve himself. I'm like, okay, no problem. Well, because of the skunks in my neighborhood recently, I'll turn on the light outside, wait a minute or two, hopefully the light will scare any animals away, and then I slowly open the door and I check outside before I'll let Ruffy out, because I don't want him to get, good morning, Lynette, I don't want him to get skunked, sprayed. Well, I forgot to do it on Saturday evening. I forgot the pre-inspection, and I just opened the door and I let Ruff out. Okay? And Ruff took off like a bat out of hell. Tore off! And I could barely see in front of him was a little rabbit. And now Ruff, and this got out to the sidewalk and onto a patch of asphalt. And Ruffy is doing zigzags. I mean, and I'm thinking to myself, oh, I'm so proud of him. Look how fast he is. That chunky little monkey, he's fast. And he got this close to grabbing the rabbit. And then the rabbit made its quick escape through a hole in a fence. And boom. And I'm thinking, thank goodness, I don't know what Ruffy would have done if he'd have caught the rabbit. But his instinct wanted that rabbit so bad. And he comes back and he has, you know how the hair stands up on the back of their, you know how the hair stands up on the back of their back? The nape hairs? And he's all pumped up and he's Mr. Rabbit Hunter extraordinaire. Okay? And I'm like, I'm so proud of him for being so fast and being able to make these moves. And I'm like, this guy is what a rabbit hunter. Not done. About an hour later, he's laying there, and he's licking his front paws. Lick, lick, lick. Lick, lick, lick both paws. And I'm like, you don't lick your paws like that. You know how you get to know your animal's mannerisms, and you can tell when they're off. And he's licking and he's licking, and I'm like, what's the matter, baby? After a little while, I'm like, let me see, why are you licking? Give me 1 second. Why? You goofy little guy, why are you licking your paws? What's going on? And speaking of the devil HP, you know, wait, let me find this picture. Road rash. Little fella was moving so fast on the concrete and the asphalt, Herbie, he tore up his pads. See that? Both feet look like that. The back pad. He was speed racing Lynette, and oh my God, he's miserable. He is miserable. He's like limping. He's has to stop and lick. Miserable. Poor little fella. And I'm like, do I have to take him to the vet? What do I do? So I look it up, and he's Tokyo drifting. That's right, Kim. Yeah, he burned his tires. Burned them off. Little goofball. I don't want to take him to the vet. I don't want to pay a big vet bill, but I want to take care of him. So we look it up, and there is ointment. So we ordered off of Amazon. We ordered ointment and little booties. Ointment to put on his paws, and little booties to cover his paws so he doesn't lick the ointment off. And unfortunately, it doesn't come until today. So he spent all day yesterday just laying around licking his little feet. And Silvadene cream, is that what I meant to get, Joe? I don't know what's in the ointment, but I looked up online what's recommended and went through the whole thing to figure out what to do to help him out. So anyways, it's just, I thought that was the cutest thing. Not cute, but it was like, the funniest part is how I think he's such an athlete, and wow, he's so fast, and wow, he's amazing. And he comes home, baby Jordans, he comes home and he has burnt the rubber off the bottom of his feet. Poor little guy. I hope the ointment helps. He'll get ointed today. Okay. And booted. He'll get ointments and boots, and we hope that everything works out. Anyways, I thought, as much as everybody here, you know, he's our mascot. So our mascot's in the repair shop today. Okay. Anyways, thanks. I love that you guys like my little bub. Thank you. Thank you. I'm sure I would love your animals just as much. Yeah. He needs new tires, Chips. He burned his tires off. Okay. He's got skin in the game. I hope. Do you think he's gonna, next time he sees a rabbit, let me ask a quick question. Do you think he'll still chase it as fast? Next time he sees a rabbit, do you think he's gonna chase it as fast? You know, it's all my fault too. It was all my fault. I missed the protocol of pre-inspection before I let him out. Okay? He's gonna still do it, you guys said. I'm hoping he's like, yeah, you know, the rabbit isn't worth it. I like my tires. Okay? Oh, gosh, I love my little fella. Okay. That was the story I needed to tell. Uh, Animals bring you so much, don't they? Okay, Boss says he's gonna go faster next time. He will have completely forgotten that he burned his tires off. Okay? There's a really neat article. Hey, I'm not gonna get political. As soon as I say that, you know I am. I always say this isn't political, and usually it's political. I don't try not to be political. Sincerely here. Almost anywhere, because politics are so divisive and they're so dirty and they're so corrupt anymore. I have no words for what the soul of America is turning into. I have no words. And it's no one side or the other side or this or that or this person or that person. It's just, I personally think that the soul of America is sickening. It is getting sicker in general. That's why it's so important to be different here or anywhere else in your life. Just be. There's nothing worse than a vegetarian that does nothing but talk about or try to tell everyone else to be a vegetarian. I don't like that kind of situation. Whatever your personal beliefs are, that's your beliefs, and live them and be passionate about them, but don't shove them down somebody else's throat. Okay? Climate change. I've been studying to some degree. What really got me started was that Michael Crichton book, Climate Change. Is it real? Isn't it real? Is it a hoax? Isn't it a hoax? How much of climate change is just nature automatically is changing? How much of it is man-induced? How much of blah, 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 blah. Is climate change, you wouldn't believe the amount of money that is being pumped into the climate change topic. Okay? Global warming, all of this stuff. I have opinions, but I'm not going to express them here. But that's why, you know what, when you do a community garden situation like I'm trying to help out at, and I'm not asking for any comments on what your opinion is or anything like that. Let's keep them to ourselves. That isn't the point here. Global warming, there's plenty of evidence that it's happening. And is it man-induced? Is it nature-induced? Blah, 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 blah. Could care less. What I care about is the planet Earth. And what my impact, my personal impact is to the planet Earth. Kim, I love what you just said. Climate change should be a science topic, not a political one. Boom. Boop. Boom. I love that, Kim. That's perfect. It's a scientific thing. So, I'm not going further into it except to say that people that are aware, that people that have a consciousness about climate change, just go out and do something. Don't sit around and turn it into a political topic. Okay? Don't turn it into something I'm right because I think this and you're wrong because you think that. Screw that. Go make a positive impact in your community. And that's what the gardening center is going to do for me. It's my way. Not only am I volunteering, but I'm trying to be constructive to the planet Earth. And I appreciate people that don't turn it into, like Kim just said, don't turn it into politics, but make it more scientific and personal. And that they actually, a person that has an opinion and has a passion, do something about it. Don't just talk. You want to be a talker? That's far, far different than being a doer. Marissa Feinberg isn't one to shy away from a big, hairy, audacious goal. In this case, it's existential. For years, she's been trying to convince people to care about the planet. But her biggest breakthrough came when she saw how psychedelics changed people's relationship to nature. We asked Marissa why psychedelics inspire climate action, how young people are managing eco-anxiety, and what will it take to catalyze the kind of systematic change our planet desperately needs. Does that sound interesting to any of you guys? Give me 5 people that sounds interesting. Who wants to hear what Marissa Feinberg has to say? She's not advocating any side. She's talking about what impact you and I can have and how psychedelics can do it. Psychedelics have changed my relationship to nature. I can remember 5, 6, 7 years ago, I used to deride tree huggers. Yeah, tree hugger. I look back and it wasn't that long ago. I was like, how awkward, rude, and wrong of you. Because somebody cares about the planet, you want to call them a tree hugger. Thanks, I needed that. Niffer, you don't have to choose a side to care about the environment. God, you guys are smart here. The interviewer asks, how did you discover that psychedelics might be key, not the key, but a key, to solving the climate crisis? She says, I can't take credit for discovering the connection personally, but I can tell you how I came to this work. I spent about 20 years in the environmental social impact space. My greatest contribution was co-founding Green Spaces, a co-working space for environmental social change makers that eventually became part of the Global Impact Hub Network. After 8 years of running events every day, I was burnt out. So I started consulting, and eventually I fell into psychedelics through client work. I helped a ketamine therapy center go from idea to inception and become one of the leading brands in the category. But some part of me felt guilty. Why was I spending all this time on ketamine when we're in an escalating climate crisis? Then one of my clients in regenerative agriculture said to me, environmental problems are human problems. That was an aha moment. I started to contemplate how these words weren't so separate after all. Worlds weren't so separate after all. We started Psychedelics for Climate Action with a simple panel in New York. I had heard Bennett Zellner, a PhD, speak at the Brooklyn Psychedelic Society about connected leadership. He told us about a program he was running with the University of Maryland, where he took business leaders to the Netherlands and presented regenerative business models. At first, the leaders said, I don't get it. Then 2 psilocybin sessions later, one of them looked up and said, it all's making sense. That man went on to start a mental health company. When I was still grappling with the separation between healing people versus healing the planet, Bennett looked at me and he said, it's all the same. That time it landed because I'd been doing my own inner work and I was the most open I'd ever been in my life. Stuff's landing for me today, people, because I'm the most open I've ever been in my life. Interviewer, walk us through how Psycha's core insight. How exactly do psychedelics help people show up differently for climate action? Notice what we're saying here. We're not saying climate change. We're saying climate action. Does anybody think which of the four agreements have to do with action? We talked about it all last week. Which of the four agreements have to do with climate, have to do with action? HB will tell us. Her answer, doing your best. That's right, Kim. It's doing action. Whether it's a community garden or it's, put your beliefs into action. She went on to answer, we have a twofold messaging platform that took us a while to develop. For the psychedelic community, we say, psychedelics can inspire a profound oneness with all life and a remembering that we are nature. So we invite you to join our mission to transform this awareness into meaningful climate action. Segue real quick. You know what's funny is I started about 5 years ago when I started growing shrooms and I started an IG channel, and then we started this situation. Some of you guys know my motto. What is my motto? Be nature. That came to me in a psychedelic moment 5 years ago. 2 words that I constantly remind myself, and I use those as even like sign-offs on things. Be nature. And I didn't even know what the hell I was talking about. I didn't even have a clue how deep it means to, how deep it is to say be nature and to do be nature. That was like an inspiration from somewhere. And guess where it came from? In psychedelic openness. She goes on to say, for the climate community, we ask, with countless solutions available, why are we still in this crisis? Clearly, participation in the solution is participation in the solutions is the problem. And beneath that is a consciousness shift. The consciousness shift is about reconnection to nature, to yourself, and to community. It's about feeling your power and agency for climate action at a time when it's being cut off. It's about collective stewardship, being inspired to take change, and supporting people in your community who want to make this change. Because we can't just leave it up to the government. We saw with the LA fires that the mutual aid efforts were instrumental. That is, people helping people. I grapple even with saying nature, because that perpetuates the illusion of separation. If we harm our home and where we come from, we're harming ourselves. The food we eat, the water we drink, the air we breathe, it's all part of us. The consciousness shift that psychedelics evoke is a remembering that we don't just rely on nature. We are nature. Look what Nippy just wrote. She's ahead of it. Can I go on? Give me 5 people that say, Pops, keep talking. What else does she have to say? This is an immensely important topic, you guys. Give me 5 people. Okay, I've got 3, 4, 5, 7, 15, 29. The interviewer asks her, climate anxiety is crushing young people right now. Can psychedelics help people move from paralysis to empowerment around climate issues? She answers, people really need tools to cope with the reality of the situation. Younger generations in particular are so attuned with what's happening. They have a whole life ahead of them. So they're asking, how are we going to make it? What's this world going to look like? Climate anxiety is real, and managing it is a balance. You don't want to bury your head in the sand. But if you don't give yourself space, you can't function. For example, when the LA fires were happening, I was in close communication with my cousins living there. I couldn't deny the reality of the situation from my privileged position in New York. But I also needed to keep moving forward, to doing work that's beneficial for the planet, to support my family and friends as they were going through the crisis. I have a family in Southern California. I had just moved from Southern California. My ex-wife, brother, died in that fire. They couldn't find him for days. And he was found eventually, his body was found charred in a collapsed apartment building. Tragic. I knew at least 3 people whose homes were burned down in that fire. I had a close connection emotionally to what was happening there. And it impacted my extended family. Climate anxiety. Eco-anxiety is one of the fastest growing concerns in mental health. For people struggling with it, psychedelics can be healing. Our Psycha member Isabel Santos just completed research exploring how intentional psychedelic use can transform the experience of eco-anxiety from a paralyzing distress to deeper equanimity, resilience, and a renewed sense of purpose. Practically, that might look like a microdosing protocol to help someone move forward and feel more balanced day to day. Or it could be larger journey work. The Community Leader Resilience Fund is organizing journeys for climate leaders and also supporting victims of disaster. People can counter existential dread by taking action as well, even if they don't work in climate. Many volunteer initiatives exist, from participating in a beach cleanup to calling environmental voters in swing states, to working at a community garden. Boy, you get some pride, some personal self-image pride, because you're doing something, you're not just sitting around bitching about it and creating divisions. They can also use more eco-friendly products in their daily lives. For example, I've been working with Earthly Insights, a more conscious AI that uses less energy and donates to rewilding efforts. We all have a collective impact, and these small differences in our consumer product choices add up to and make a big difference. Interviewer asks, psychedelic experiences are deeply personal. So how does an individual consciousness shift translate to a kind of collective action required for something as big and systematic as climate change? Niffer, that's awesome. Don't hesitate to tell us about these kind of things. She answers, I see it happening in a number of ways. On the individual level, psychedelics are tools for embodiment. If I feel more embodied and more centered, I'm going to participate in my community in a more abundant and expansive way than if I'm stuck in fear and contraction. I say this as a reminder to myself, as someone who's ambitious and passionate, running a nonprofit while doing PR for clients like Innermost, which is New York's newest psychedelic therapy intervention center, and Mission Within Foundation, which is a leading nonprofit providing psychedelic therapy for veterans and first responders. The climate crisis and mental health are both heavy and close to my heart. Still, there are moments when I need to come up for air. Sustaining myself is a constant balancing act. But it goes beyond individual work. Think about people in positions of leadership. I'm not trying to say I'm a big-time politician, but just sitting here in a camera talking to 27,000 people, that's how many subscribers we have. I have to consider myself in something small position of leadership. This speaks to me. Think about people in positions of leadership. Do I have a responsibility to talk about climate action? And do I have a responsibility to be involved too? And I think you guys know my answer. I finally got my ass down to the community garden. And I've been thinking about it for a while. But I don't have time. I'm too busy. Well, I'm doing this over here and it's good stuff. And I'm doing that over there and I'm 2 hours a week. That's all I spend waiting. 2 hours a week. And I now, as someone put it earlier, I have a little skin in the game. I now have a right to talk about it. When these leaders, think about people in positions of leadership, whether they're business executives, community organizers, or people with influence. When these leaders have more inner peace and clarity, they're more likely to make decisions that consider the collective good. We need people who can see the bigger picture and act from a place of connection rather than separation. I'm not anti-capitalist by any means. There's a whole movement around B Corp, which is a social enterprise and social impact. I worked with some of these people who created a lot of these frameworks. I believe business can be a force for good. Ultimately, it comes down to the scale at which these ideas catch on and whether leaders are applying themselves earnestly or just greenwashing. I've never heard that term before, but I hear it loud and clear. Are you just greenwashing? Or are you really impacting? And it doesn't take much. One more question gets asked. What's your strategy for reaching the scale where Psycha can actually move the needle on climate? She replies, we've got some larger initiatives rolling out. At our Earth Month event, John Burmeister, a philosophy professor at University of Mount St. Vincent, and neuroscientist Melanie Pincus presented this idea. What if there was a protocol to inhabit nature through journey work? Had a great day, Paige. We did a whole session collecting data on what this might look like. What's the preparation? What's the journey? What's the integration? One of the ideas that came up, for instance, was to have people examine a leaf under a magnifying glass while they're in an expanded state of consciousness. That sounds cool. So far, we've been attracting people at the intersection of climate change and psychedelics. Climate action. Admittedly, we're preaching to the choir a bit, but if you can take these ideas to your friends and say, let's go on a nature walk and do these practices together, that brings people into the ecosystem who might not otherwise come. Every year during Climate Week, we host preparation and integration events aligned with the psychedelic theme. Right now, we're talking to a funder about piloting a new integration initiative in October. We'd organize a nature walk either in Central Park or upstate. Since it's in New York, it would be without psychedelics, but people could have the option to work with legal psychedelic plants like cacao, blue lotus, or even cannabis. Others might choose to connect with the earth as medicine and hold the intention to be with each other in community. We're opening up our event this year with a ceremony led by Minari Santi to get right into the heart. It will be a consciousness expanding experience without medicine. Minari talks about the millions who have experienced the consciousness shift. But we still have millions more to go. At Psycha, we're building community and an ecosystem to acknowledge those connections and to see what grows from there. Think about what you can do. How can you participate? Think about what kind of an impact you can make. And I'm telling you, it doesn't have to be big. But if we were all doing something, and again, I couldn't even talk about this till I was out there doing something. Because the last thing I want to do is tell somebody to do something that I'm not willing to do myself. And let me ask you guys a real quick question. How many of you think I took a microdose before I headed over to the community garden to do some weeding? How many? Who thinks Pop might have popped a microdose? We're talking 1/5 of a gram. And no one there knew, and I didn't need to tell anybody. That wasn't the reason. But yeah, you'll boop. Take about a half hour to walk on down. And I was integrating. And I was taking action. And I'm not bragging. I promise you that isn't the reason for this message. This message is to say, if I can find space in an incredibly busy time, an incredibly busy life, so can you. Next time, I might wear my mushroom shirt. I'm thinking about wearing my mushroom. Give me 5 people that say, Pops, wear your mushroom shirt next time you go. Next Friday. I don't know if I'm ready to do that yet. But I might. I might wear my mushroom shirt. I'm not trying to change what they're doing or proselytize or anything. I want to meld the two. Okay? You're all saying wear it. I should. I deliberately am dressing down and I'm laying low and I'm just a weeder. That's it. But you know what the creepy part of my brain is? It's like, I'd sure like to lead this community center. I'd sure like to be the boss in charge of this garden. Why? Why is that where my brain goes immediately? Can't you just shut up and weed? So I'm trying. I'm not going to try to be the leader of the community garden. I promise. I have too much else to do. Oh. You guys get it? You guys know Pops enough to know, yeah, Pops. I'm not going to try to run the community garden. I don't have a clue what those guys do. And they're really good at it. I keep reminding myself, just shut up and weed. Shut up and weed. And it cracks me up about myself that I see that. Yeah, just pull another weed. And help yourself to a tomato. Oh, be satisfied being the tomato tester. Right? I haven't even grabbed a tomato yet, Kelly. But I will. Michael Patterson does weeding. Sean T. Oh, gosh, darn. It is my, I always try to be the guy in charge. You guys see me here. Speaking of which, Wednesday, I want somebody to co-host the show for a half hour. I want somebody here to co-host the show for half an hour. You're going to do it. I'm going to put you on the IG. You know how we can call somebody and their picture can come up? So I want somebody to be on the phone talking to the group. I'll have the phone in front of us and their face here. And that person will have a message and something to talk about for a half hour on Wednesday. We have a nomination. Our first nomination is Kim. Kim, would you be willing to do it? And I'm thinking we try to do this once a week. We'll all take turns, and for once a week, a half hour face, we'll sit there and do the talking. Do we think Kim should do it? Kim will do Wednesday. Kim, I'm going to call you on Wednesday. Get a message ready. I'm going to call you on Wednesday, and I'm going to put the camera in front of the screen here, and I'm going to get out of the way and sit over here and read comments, and you're going to give us a message and talk to us, and then each week we'll get a new volunteer. Give me 5 people that like that idea. I mean, it looks like you already do, but I have to still say, give me 5 people. Do we like that? Kim, you're just a doll. You'll be the perfect person to start it with. Okay? And then eventually, maybe by the time we're done, once a week, pretty soon, everybody will have a shot at it. Okay? Sound like a good idea to me. And Kim will dive right in there and show us how it works. Then you guys don't have to stare at my face the whole time. And HB, I agree. It would be really cool to have Jesus on there someday, except we'd have to have somebody, Herbie and Derek, you guys are going to have one of those buttons, the censor buttons. If we have Jesus Christ in Australia do it, we'll have to do it on a time delay, like a 7-second time delay, so we can block out some of the stuff that he'll say. You guys get it? If Jesus Christ in Australia does it, you're gonna have a time delay. Oh gosh. Oh, Jesus Christ. You know we love you. Listen, do your best. Daily reminder, it's okay if you're not perfect. Just do your best. I'm going to read you guys some do your best quotes. Always do your best in whatever you do. Set goals and seek challenges. Become a role model for those coming behind you. And always have God in your heart. Always do your best. What you plant now will harvest later. Don't be afraid to give your best to what seemingly are small jobs. Every time you conquer one, it makes you that much stronger. If you do little jobs well, the big ones tend to take care of themselves. Doing your best means never stop trying. I like that. Do your best and let the rest go. You can't be perfect no matter how hard you try. So give yourself credit for making an effort and try to stop stressing about the outcome. Are these good? Are these good little quotes? Can I read a few more? Are these good quotes? Say, Pops, read us a few more. I went in my preparation time this morning and I came up with all of these quotes about doing your best. And I was sitting there reading them, I'm going, I'm glad I read these to myself this morning. I need to read them to you guys. Let's read a few more. Doing your best is more important than being your best. Never stop doing your best just because someone didn't give you credit. Woo, that's a good one for Pops. I used to look around for credit. Where's the credit coming from? I'm not doing it for me, I'm doing it for credit. We've grown so far. Excellence is not being the best, it's doing your best. The best preparation for tomorrow is doing your best today. Do your best when no one is looking. If you do that, then you can be successful at anything you put your mind to. If you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. But whatever you do, you have to keep moving forward. Good morning, Tessa. If you work hard and you do your best, you can do anything. I sometimes fell short of being the best, but I never fell short of doing my best. Remember, you're doing the best you can, even if it doesn't feel like it. You're here, you're still standing, even through the pain. No matter how many times you fall, you're the one who keeps getting back up. Do a good job. You don't have to worry about the money. It'll take care of itself. Do your best, and then try to improve on it. Try your best and forget the rest. Do your best, one shot at a time, and then move on. I do the very best I know how. The very best I can. And I mean to keep on doing it until the end. Abraham Lincoln. Don't try to be perfect. Just do your best. Life doesn't require that we be the best, only that we try our best. Couple more. You can't do your best when you're doubting yourself. If you don't believe in yourself, who will? Just do your best. Do the best you can. No one can do more than that. If you're always doing your best, you won't have time to worry about failure. And one final one. Do your best. Do the best you can until you know better. Then when you know better, do better. We started with this one and we'll finish it with this one. Always do your best. What you plant now, you will harvest later. Thank you guys. Go do your best. Find a way to get connected to climate action. Find somewhere you can volunteer. Find somewhere that you can even get paid in a tomato if you choose to. There are so many opportunities out there. Be creative about your opportunities. Integrate your psychedelic journeys with climate action. Be open to not just growing yourself, but growing a community. I hope you guys have a wonderful day today. This has been a really nice morning. It's a very, very beautiful morning outside, but it's a beautiful morning inside too. May I ask you all to be nature. Be nature in your own life. I've been reading these comments. I've gotten very good. I was telling my sisters, I've gotten very good at being able to speak and read at the same time. It's awesome. So I'm not missing too many of the comments that you guys have said here. But I'm too busy rambling. But you guys are making some great comments here. And those are the things that are important that you are commenting, because that's something coming out of you and you're sharing it with your community. So go do your best. Have a great morning, you guys. I can't wait to see you tomorrow. And then we'll be seeing Kim on Wednesday. Okay? Tomorrow will be Terrible Joke Tuesday. We'll tell a few terrible jokes tomorrow. Okay? Aaron says life's a garden, dig it. Yeah, life's a garden, so dig it. Yeah, it is a tough one, isn't it, Kim? But we do it. Okay. Love you guys, sincerely. Go do your best. I'm going to scroll you out. And thank you for spending your time here with me today and listening to what we have to say and share. Go share yourself with your community and your family and do your best. Exception. She says, thanks for a nice morning. Love you guys. Jesse James is appreciating you. Aaron and HB. Tessa's been nice to see you this morning. Michael Patterson says, unfortunately, as a yogi, I navigate life through negation, not this, not that. Nettie. Shanti. Kimberly and Cleany and Mellow and Overwatch and Trenty the Trenty Trenterson. And Jeremy Carpenter doesn't care because the earth is flat. Kidding. Bubblegum, good morning. Liquid bandages, okay. He's getting something. Yeah, Kim, I'm gonna read some popsicle sticks. Sammy P and Nippy. Whoa, Sammy P went long. 2.5 grams of Enigma, bam. Nifford, go have a beautiful day. I'm proud of you for starting your group. I can see it. Nippy and Marky Z and Jesus Christ and Cleany and Calico Kitty and Gypsy. There's people, she and Preston, they're darn connected to nature. Jesse James and Aaron, and Mello and Kim and Michael Patterson, and Wazzy the Wizzy Wazerton, Don Fike, and everybody else out there. Pops, peace. I'm going to say 4 things. Be impeccable with your word and your actions. Don't take things personal. Don't make assumptions or have expectations. And then, well, how are we going to finish at HB? How are we finishing it? He says always do your best to practice peace, patience, positivity, perspective, and most importantly, purpose. Bink, boop, bop. See you guys tomorrow.